Welcome, FNUSA57 here. I'm back on my Xbox One playing some State of Decay 2 HeartLand DLC, and this video will be the overview slash walkthrough explaining every one of the HeartLand DLC achievements. So first of all, this is a DLC, a brand new one for State of Decay 2. It is a paid DLC, or it is included with the Game Pass if you have a active Game Pass subscription. There is 500 gamer score worth of new achievements associated with this DLC, and I will be showing you and explaining each one of those achievements. So the last achievement that you will see me unlock is the walls came tumbling down. I'm going to show you the easiest way to farm that, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you real quick that I have all of the achievements. I have the Playing Doctor achievement, which is used Plague Cure on another survivor 100 times in HeartLand. And I also have the achievement for Heal Thyself, which is used Plague Cure on your own survivor 100 times in HeartLand. It's really easy to do if you set up your base the way I have mine set up. You can just farm Cleo drops, let your survivors become infected with blood plague, and then just give them a plague cure to use and make progress on this achievement. It's super easy. Time consuming, but super easy. I do have a separate video guide for how to do the Full House achievement, which is where you recruit 8 different survivors in a single game of HeartLand. That is the maximum number of recruitable survivors you can have on any one playthrough. There is a total of 10 recruitable NPCs with an achievement associated with recruiting each one of them. However, because some of the achievements are tied to a specific storyline, it is not possible to get every achievement in one playthrough. I also covered in the Full House achievement guide the achievement for the Shy Maker, which is recruited Diana to your HeartLand community. And then, of course, I have a guide on Max Would Be Proud, which is used the Vehicle Depot to craft and use all 3 vehicle upgrade kits. Then you have the Mournful Father, which is recruited Isaac into your HeartLand community. Remember, you cannot have Isaac and Vic at the same time. You have to choose between those two. I have the Crafty Scoundrel, which is recruited Brock to your HeartLand community. That is specific to the playthrough where you are looking for your father, not some hero. So this is one where you either can get this character or you can get Keisha. You can't have both of them at the same time. Then I have the completed HeartLand while playing alone. This is actually really easy to do, and I'll show you how in a little bit when I get to that point in the video. And then I do have the Such Wonderful Toys achievement, where you use the Weapon Depot to craft all 4 of the network weapons in HeartLand. I also have the Cleo Can You Hear Me achievement, completed 10 Cleo sieges using the Cleo Relay in HeartLand. Obviously, I have the Grow 'em Big Around Here achievement, which has killed 25 blood juggernauts in HeartLand. I have Plot Armor, which is completed HeartLand, English, with both starting survivors alive. That one's relatively easy as long as you're careful. And then I do have the How Red Was Our Valley, completed HeartLand as the host or client in multiplayer. That's super simple. You just need a friend to do it with you. And, of course, there's the achievement for killed 25 blood ferals in HeartLand. Then you have the Grumpy Hunter, which is recruited Reba into your HeartLand community. Undeadly Efficiency, killed 10 or more enemies with a single Plague Buster. The Last Soldier, which is recruited Captain Logan into your HeartLand community. Shots in the Dark, found all 6 different Echo Labs ranged weapons in HeartLand. I have a separate guide if you need more information on that. The achievement for recruited Isby. The achievement for recruiting Chavez. The achievement for recruiting Vic, the achievement for killing 25 Plague Screamers in HeartLand, the achievement for recruiting Keisha, the achievement for recruiting Malik, which is actually the very first person that you can recruit in the HeartLand game. the achievement for tearing down your first plague wall, and the achievement for played HeartLand in multiplayer as a host or client. Those are all of the achievements associated with the HeartLand DLC. They're all relatively easy to get. The most time-consuming ones are the last 3 that you see me unlocking. So let me go ahead and show you how you want to set up your base. You want to make sure that your base is set up somewhat like mine is. And then you can see that I am producing 100 influence, 145 parts, 4 fuel, 3 materials, 2 ammo, 20 meds, and 9.5 food per day. This way you can produce a massive amount of plague cure, because you're going to need at the least 200 plague cure to go ahead and get both Heal Thyself and Playing Doctor. So that means I have a farm level 3, I have the utility complex, I use the fabricator shop, because that's what unlocks when you have Diana. I'm on the playthrough where I have the vehicle depot, even though I do prefer the weapons depot. It's just personal preference as to what you want to use. And I do recommend that you go through, recruit all of the possible community members, and then you'll notice that some of them say that they have the little infection symbol, like Larice has the infection symbol. And what you can do, if you have a plague cure, when you do the Cleo drops, it will basically give you a 3-minute defense, and you have to defend your base. Now, if you have all of your subjects here, your survivors, with decent weapons, then that should be no problem at all for them to defend your base, and you'll get a whole bunch of weapons, ammo, all sorts of stuff from doing that. But when one of these survivors has the plague or partial plague, what you'll want to do is you'll want to take out a plague cure, a regular plague cure, not the enhanced ones, and then you want to simply find the survivor. And once you find them, which this game is a little bit glitchy, so it can be hard to find the correct person, but you find one that is partially infected, view treatment options, give the cure to them to use, and then it will give you a percentage increase, 1% per person per time you do that, for the Playing Doctor achievement. And for some reason, sometimes it was counting towards my achievement for like Heal Thyself. The last probably 25% on Heal Thyself, I got just doing the Playing Doctor achievement. So it's really weird. I don't know exactly why it was counting like that, but it was. Now you're going to want to progress through the quest line. You'll obviously do one full playthrough, and then on your second playthrough, you're going to be doing the gauntlet. Now for shots in the dark, you're going to see these army camp, army barricades, army tents, fortified grocery, all of these buildings, the ordnance supply camp or tent, the army refugee camp. All of those spots are great spots to search to get the Echo Labs weapons. If you search all of those spots, you should have a full set of the Echo Labs weapons by the time you're done. So before we leave Jurassic Junction here, we're just going to say hi to George. This is George. He's my official mascot. Alright, we replaced the pterodactyl with a blood plague juggernaut because he's cooler, and he just sits there and guards my base. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the final battle because this is the most annoying achievement, and I want to show you exactly how you can do it solo. So there's obviously varying different strategies that you can use. You could play with friends, you could do multiple playthroughs, you could search for other random multiplayer games and hope that you find somebody who has the plague walls left to defeat in order to get the achievement The Walls Came Crumbling Down, which is where you have to defeat 20 plague walls. The problem with the plague walls are there's only 5 plague walls in the entire playthrough, so you would have to do this a minimum of 4 full playthroughs, and the storyline is kind of slow. Who am I kidding? It's really slow. So if you're like me and you just want the achievements so you can have the game 100%ed and move on, then this is pretty much the best way to do it. You can actually farm the final plague wall, which, spoiler alert, just pause the video if you don't want to know what happens. I just got my vehicle stuck. That's not good. Sorry about that. But you can actually continue the game at the beginning of the final plague wall once you have defeated the final plague wall. I know it's weird, about as weird as what the hell is going on here with my game. I am so confused. I just drove through half a dozen fences. Okay, well, that happened. Anyways, but once you do that, you can just keep farming the final plague wall. Now, to get the achievements associated with completing it playing solo and completing the game playing in co-op, you will need to just defeat the final plague wall. So you can go ahead and have a friend help you all the way up to the final plague wall, and then you can just destroy the last segment of the final plague wall yourself without anyone in your game, and you can get the achievement for playing solo. Or just keep your friend or friends in the game, and you can get that achievement for doing it in co-op. I recommend that you take over this outpost right here, so you have a resupply point, because you will need ammo. Now, like I said, there's various different ways to do this. I like to use the Prepper's AK, or if you had the Eternal Guard, that would work as well. Make sure you carry a Timberwolf for Juggernauts, and then at least some Willy Pete grenades, some spare 7.62 rounds, the Plague Busters, some way to heal yourself, and obviously some Plague Cure with you. If you want to use a Zedrenaline, that is entirely up to you, but if you do use it before you take one of the enhanced Plague Cures, otherwise it will override the effect of the enhanced Plague Cure. Now, once you defeat Wall 1, which would be right there, then you'll come to Wall 2. These walls don't have names, so you don't have to worry about it. It's not Attack on Titan. And you'll proceed to run through here, which there are several scattered rare weapon crates that you can search if you want to. Wall 3 will be right here. Obviously, if you see a feral, annihilate the feral. They're very annoying. I recommend that you do this on the character Chavez. The reason why is he's the only red talon operator that you can get. So he sucks when you first start, but once you start to level up his skills and you get the prowess, tactics, heroism, warfighting, once you get those, he's literally the best character in the game. So just use his skill where you can snap to the head of an enemy. Go ahead and clear everything out. As you can see, I left just the final section of the plague wall up for the purposes of recording this achievement guide. Now make sure that your AK or whatever weapon you're using is set to fully automatic. Get your Plague Busters out, toss a Plague Buster, switch to Willy Pete's, throw 2 Willy Pete's, and then unload fully automatic, and you'll shred the last little section of the plague wall. This is the absolute fastest way that I have been able to find to take out a plague wall. Now, as you can see, I just got the achievement for the plague walls crumbling down. And I will show you this final little cutscene. Pause the video or skip this part if you don't want any spoilers, though. But I like this because it is pretty cool. And it hints at what might come next for State of Decay 2. Let's just say that I was very surprised. But then I will show you the reason and how you can farm this plague wall, not only for influence, but for the achievement, the walls came crumbling down. and if you needed any extra progress on killing the juggernauts or ferals. Remember that the killing achievements, those are specific to the person who gets the kill. So they don't count for the entire team. It's just like the Echo Labs weapons. They only count if you are the one to search the crate and pull them out of the crate. They don't count if someone else drops them for you. So they made this to where there's got to be a lot of playthroughs and a fair amount of time spent. Now you'll get this screen here, but you'll still have a continue screen. As long as you have the continue screen, you can go ahead and select that, and the game will load back up. And I'll show you, but it's going to load you right in front of the final plague wall. The game does not technically end, which is very unique, to say the least. I was worried that it would end as soon as I killed the final plague wall, and I'd lose all my weapons, lose all my progress, that type of thing, because you can only have one HeartLand game save. But the game does not actually end, and the save that you have is not lost until you create a new HeartLand community. It's very important. Also, when you work with a friends, or just other random people you play with, can bring survivors into your HeartLand game from a regular game, a regular community, which means that you can transfer in weapons, ammo, building materials, things like that, and you can transfer out any of the stuff that you farmed before doing your second playthrough or just finishing. So as you can see, I've loaded in now, and it has placed me right in front of the plague wall. So if I did want to farm this, I could do the exact same process all over again, but the plague wall has full durability, so you'll have to go through the same process for all 3 segments. Throw the plague buster, go ahead and throw a couple Willy Pete's. I threw 3 there, which I didn't need to do. Unload with your AK, and then you'll notice that the wall will harden up again. Unfortunately, you can only take out one segment of the wall's durability at best with a single plague buster. So you are going to have to go through multiple plague busters. Now, you'll want to bring this 50 cal rifle. Really, any 50 cal rifle will do, but I recommend the Timberwolf. The Timberwolf is my favorite. 4 headshots on a Juggernaut, and then you can just execute them. So you can make extremely short work of the whole process of doing this plague wall, as long as you have ammunition and Willy Pete's, which you should have a decent amount of ammo, and you should have a decent amount of Willy Pete's if you've been farming those Clio supply drops. So hopefully this video helped you guys out, and I explained thoroughly all of the achievements. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask, or go ahead and check out the videos that are specific to each individual achievement. Do not worry too much if I didn't cover everything. Like I said, I will be more than happy to answer any questions that might arise. So hopefully I will see you in game if you need help. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button and share it. That greatly helps me out with the searchability of videos here on YouTube. Of course, as always, subscribe for more content. And until next time, stay frosty.